is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is the first time listening to the W Show, we appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. Remember to go and like us on social media at the W Show KC. Tune in every Saturday morning, 100.1 FM KC 1 Kansas City Radio. No, good morning, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good as well.
We both out of town, man.
Yeah. I was just getting ready to say that. We of course Broderick is keeping us rolling smooth this morning. And Richard Perilla is keeping us on the radio this morning as well, as he always does each and every Saturday morning. But Q is doing DJ things this morning. And Jazz, I think I scared her off last week after our Nigger Leagues baseball event. And we had the Max Adrenaline Mobile Gaming, one of the partners of the show. And I took a tour, to say the least, on the 2K, NBA 2K on the game.
Yeah. You gave her one of those 70-point beatings I've been hearing about in 2K.
Oh yeah, no.
Who did she choose?
No, they actually, I'm not even gonna lie, man. She had the all Miami Heat team, which they had D Wade, LeBron, Shaq. Her starting five was all Hall of Famers. So what happened was we started out and we played the first quarter, and she was up I think 16 to 10 or something like that. But I'm being honest. How was your week, man?
It was good, man. It was good. Got some coaching things done, and then basically just headed off to up here to not so sunny Portland, Oregon. It's been raining since I got here. Literally.
Oh, yeah. They say it rains in up in those parts. Seattle, though, that location up north. What is that? Northwest.
Yeah. That's Seattle's about they say it's about 2 hours away from where I'm at. Really? So I might get a chance to go, make a day trip up there and see. But it's cool. It's cool.
Cool. Yeah, my week, man. Traveled to I'm in Houston right now. My little sister, or my younger sister actually, she's graduating from law school. So congrats to her. As she starts her journey as an attorney. So if you ever need an attorney, look her up. No, she's gonna be I believe a business attorney. So she's got a job down here and lined up in Houston. So shout out to her. Congrats.
For sure.
Man, we've got a lot to talk about today. Man, sports has been active, very active to say the least this week. The Chiefs, they recently held their rookie mini camp. And we learned a few lessons about the team's first-year players, and we were going to dive into that. And also, the NFL schedule release happened on Thursday, so we'll dive into the Chiefs matchups this season, and we'll let you know what we think about their 2022 schedule. The WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, she wants to add 2 new teams in the near future. Can Kansas City be a landing spot for a WNBA team? We'll give our thoughts on that, and get your betting
pants on
together. Get your betting books together, because Kansas governor, he signed a law legalizing sports betting. So if you're into betting, as I am, and a lot of friends of our show are, we're going to be able to bet just right across the state line. So we're going to dive into that. And coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll get to our sneakers of the week during our Hater Love It segment. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on The W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
So the Kansas City Chiefs recently held their annual rookie mini camp, and we learned a few lessons about the team's first-year players. Noah, what are your thoughts about this past week? And not only did the Chiefs have their rookie mini camps, but a lot of the other teams around the league had their mini camps. What are your thoughts on the happenings this week around the Chiefs?
As far as the mini camp goes, I always think that that's one of those things that's extremely necessary coming up, because if you're a good team like the Chiefs with Super Bowl aspirations, you got to have the guys that you're going to have. You got to have them locked in from day one.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they're having a good week, I think that sets up a good summer, which sets up a good season. So you have to have your guys that you bring in, and the ones that that you're going to keep. You got to have them locked in. So I see that they signed the safety that they from Marshall. I see that they signed him. They got some guys coming in, especially on that defensive side of the ball as far as rookies go. So I think the Chiefs should be very excited.
Yeah, and following camp, Coach Andy Reid, he spoke highly of the progress made over the last 3 days, and he spoke of some positive things, several positive things actually. But the thing about it is the Kansas City fans, a lot of fans are really excited right now, just to see what this team can be without Tyreek Hill. They really are, and I do believe that if you're betting, if you're going to be heading over to Kansas this season and placing some bets, I would go and say that Patrick Mahomes is going to be flinging the ball around to a lot of his receivers, and I think that's a good problem to have.
Mm-hmm. Huge wide receiver room that they're going to have, regardless. I mean, obviously, everybody's kind of keeping their eye on is Justin Ross. He's the big one because, I mean, if you remember anything about college football, he had a crazy game against Alabama as just a true freshman,
right, in
the national championship game. And so everybody thought kind of like he was going to be the next guy. And, he kind of fell due to his injury, history. But I think that was a huge Chiefs get right there, because he could be the guy. Like he's supremely talented. And we'll see how this injury plays out for him. But I think he's the guy that everybody's kind of looking at.
And it's funny that you bring him up, because I had a chance to talk to him on last Sunday about, what Brett Veach had to say earlier after our post-draft of this season. And Brett Veach basically said, hey, if he's healthy, he's going to have a shot. And I asked him, I said, well, what do you think about, Brett Veach saying if you're healthy, you're going to have a shot? And he said, man, I'm just ready. I'm healthy. And I want to put all that behind me, and I'm ready to go. So I think when you have a guy like that who is coming in with something to prove, because of, he look, if he wouldn't have had the injuries, especially the back injury, I think he had a spinal tap.
Yes.
And he also had a foot injury. So a lot of that is just, circumstance, right? It's because he's a good player, and he played through a lot of those injuries that he had. And so it shows his toughness, and it also shows that he's willing to compete. So I think if you get a guy like that who's healthy, who went undrafted and has something to prove, he's going to be a definite candidate for one of the top wide receivers in that wide receiver room.
Mm-hmm. I would say so. He's definitely, like you said, he should have been a first round pick if we're being real. All injuries aside, just off that performance.
Yeah.
So I think Patrick Mahomes he's way happier than he's letting on as far as what the team is added. I think he's super excited, but I think inside he's kind of like, this is like I feel really, really good. Even losing a Tyreek Hill, they bounced back probably the best that they could, given the circumstance.
Yeah, now moving forward, the rookies will now move on to off-season training activities and eventually mandatory minicamp, which they'll have the veterans coming in. So once the vets come in, we'll see how it all shakes out because they'll be trimming their roster down, of course, after camp and coming up in August, late July, August. So we'll see what guys, which one of those rookies are able to make the 53. All right, the NFL schedule released happened on Thursday. What Chiefs matchups are you guys looking forward to?
The first 8. the first 8, like those are. I mean, you talk about a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real schedule. I mean, all of those teams made the playoffs. Except for the Chargers, and the Chargers are a darn good team. So. They have a schedule, like a real schedule. There's no cupcakes here. I'm really seeing, the Texans, iffy, the Jaguars, maybe, but everybody else, it's a dogfight, literally. But I will be checking out the one I'm going to be looking at the most interested in. I mean to say is the Bengals game. I think that's a huge one because it's kind of late in the season. It's that matchup of the AFC Championship game. The Chiefs are going to come in hungry. We'll see what the Bengals can do. This is their first time being like the team with the target on their back. So it should be really, really interesting. That's the one that I got my eye on.
Yeah, and it's weird because you have the way that this schedule is set up. I mean, you have tough game after tough game after tough game, right?
Yeah.
There's really there's no taking your foot off the gas, especially because you're still the Chiefs. You still have, no matter what people say, you still have that target on your back because you have arguably the face of the league, at the quarterback position on your team. So I'm looking at that bye. The bye is a little bit earlier than the previous seasons, where the team has really been able to get the bye closer to the end of the season and rest up a little bit while everyone else is still playing. And they had their byes earlier in the season. So I think that stretch of the Bengals in week 13, Broncos week 14, and Texans week 15. I mean, even though they're the Texans, they're still 3 away games, right, in a row.
Right.
And I don't know if any other team has that, but that's going to be a tough stretch right there. And that's after coming off of playing the Chargers and the Rams.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a tough stretch.
And then you you look at facing Russell Wilson and the Broncos really late in the season. And that you look at facing them, what is that? Twice in almost a month, barely a month.
Yeah.
And I think that can be tough. You look at Sunday Night Football, and then are you coming? I can't tell. Is week 17 a home or away game?
That's an away game. That's in Las Vegas.
Oh, I see it. No. Week 17.
No,
week 17.
That's a home
That's
game.
home.
That's a home game.
So you're looking at Sunday Night Football on the road with them, and then coming back home. I don't. And it looks like they have 2 easy games in between. So, there could be a confidence boost late in the season. But yeah, Noel's right. You look at that first 7 weeks before the bye. I mean, the only team I really see them beating right now is week 5 in the Raiders. But the first 2 weeks they could definitely win. Especially with teams being rusty, the first part of the season, still getting acclimated to the speed of the game. And you look at that week 1 matchup. Steve, as a Chiefs fan, are you worried about the Cardinals week 1 on the road?
You know what? I'm not. The Cardinals still have some things that they need to figure out. I mean, they have a quarterback who, I mean, there's still a little quarterback controversy there with Kyler Murray. I mean, you guys can remember just a short while ago, Larry Fitzgerald's dad, had some sayings about the quarterback. Then Kyler Murray's agent put out the letter, saying that he wanted to be paid and all that. So, I mean, then you got DeAndre Hopkins, who, won't be playing because of a suspension. So they still have some things that they need to figure out. Now, don't get me wrong. They're still a tough team. Their defense is still solid. But offensively, I think being week one and having to go out there and play the Chiefs, who, I mean, they're coming in with an offense minus Tyreek Hill that guys that have been together. And so an offensive line that's had a whole year under their belt with some camaraderie. So I think they'll be fine. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
What records are we based on just this? What are our preliminary records? What do
I'm
we think?
going 13-4. I'm going 13.
I was gonna say 13-4 or 12-5. If I'm being pretty objective.
12 wins?
I could see them. I can see the Bengals game being a potential one. That's a difficult one. That's away. It's late in the season. It's cold, just like it is in KC. I can see that one where they slip up. The LA game is going to be a really, really good one. It's at home, so that'll be that. As well as the Bills game is at home. I think as far as like the good teams that they're playing, like the Titans, LA, the Bills, they get to play them at home, which is a huge advantage. Given those really good teams. So I see 12-5. I'll say 12-5 is where I'm going.
I like 12 wins if you're a fan. But I don't see I don't know if I see 12 wins in this schedule when you look at a retooled offense and a retooled defense. This isn't the 2019 or the 2020 Chiefs. I don't know. It's still May, so I don't want to say 10 wins, but I'm sitting around 10 wins. And
I think to win the AFC, you got to get to 12 wins. It's the first to 12 wins, and so if we're talking playoffs, a playoff run, if we're talking being a contender, you got to get to 12 wins.
And the playoff run from week 13 to 18, that's going to be a tough run.
Yeah,
like
that's
really going to be a tough run. And especially looking at 12 wins, I can give them 10 and then maybe they eke out one in LA. But I think either the Bills or the LA upset at home. I feel like they may split with the Raiders, and then I feel like I don't know if, and this is me early in the season, I don't know if they beat the Broncos twice in that window.
Before we move on, I think they'll split with the Chargers. I think they may split with the Raiders, and I think they're going to sweep the Broncos. I really do. And Jags, I have that as a W. Texans, Bengals, 49ers, Bills, I think they'll lose to. I think they'll lose to the Rams as well. I think the Tennessee Titans, they're going to get them. So it's still tough. I mean, it's still a tough season, week in and week out. Like I said, you have the target on your back. So we'll see. That's why the game's meant to be played, right?
And it's definitely that. But I think if the Chiefs lose more than 2 home games, they're in trouble.
Oh,
They
okay.
should.
WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert wants to add 2 teams in the near future. She said, "We're transforming the economics of the league. We want to bring 2 new owners into the league for long term. We need to find out right time to do that, and we're looking at a lot of data analysis, and we'll continue to do the data analysis, and hopefully at sometime this summer they'll be able to say more. But we want to be thoughtful about it. What cities make the most sense for you guys?"
Here, Kansas City.
I would like to see it, but I don't see it as far as, because from what I'm reading, they're saying they want teams that already have NBA franchises there.
Mm-hmm.
That's been the rule. I think that's like a rule. So it's kind of like a marriage. Once you have an NBA team, then you're able to get that WNBA team, which I don't feel like it should be that.
It's a stupid rule. It's definitely a stupid rule.
I think it's tied. I think it's kind of tied to the financials, and I think when she says we're retooling basically that we're retooling how the league is financed and stuff like that. I think that's what she's kind of pointing towards, if I'm not mistaken. Like they want other markets that like a Kansas City. I've heard other Midwest cities kind of bunched in there as well. But yeah, they have some stuff that they need to do, because of course they need to add practice squad as well. They need possibly a G League, something like that. Because like they said, there's high draft picks that are getting into the league and they're not sticking with teams. So they just need way more roster spots, and they just need, just a bunch of other things. So I would say, of course, get Kansas City here soon, but I think they're looking at more teams like a Toronto. Somebody mentioned the Houston Comets. I mean, that's an option. Just cities that have teams already are probably going to get first pick of that.
Yeah, and I really think having it tied to an NBA team is I won't say it's a detrimental mistake, but I think it's a mistake. I think it's depriving your fan base and your potential fan base, and especially looking at how women's sports. I can boldly predict that the NFL will be done in the next 8 to 10 years. I feel like women's sports is on the rise when you look at soccer, when you look at, not only track and tennis and the different things you're used to seeing women in, but now when you look at basketball, when you look at gymnastics, there's a lot of different sports I think that people can cling to, and especially to watch women. And I feel like the consumers of athletic gear and all of that is gonna end up being women. You have a lot of brands really focused on making active wear for women over the last 5-6 years, and I feel like the WNBA is really cutting itself off at the knees, wanting to attach to NBA teams, because in my eyes it almost feels like a dependency.
Yeah, and I think Kansas City right now is a hot market. When you look at the World Cup push, when you look at, I believe just announced, what was it, on Thursday, the US, the World Rugby Championship is going to be in the US this year, and they've contacted the Kansas City to possibly host. So then the NFL draft is coming. So there's a lot of eyes that will be on the city within the next 3 to 5 years. Just to see how Kansas City shows up, how Kansas City, supports some events that are here. And I think which I know when they see how Kansas City will support, because they do, we support everything.
Right.
Because I think that's the major question of why we don't have an NBA team, or the reason why we don't have an NBA team, because they feel like, well, if there's a football game, and because those seasons overlap, if there's a football game and a basketball game, which one are people going to? So I think with that question kind of lingering out there, it's still yet to be seen.
I think the metropolitan area is growing well enough to answer that. To answer that question, if that, kind of is what people are thinking. Kansas City is growing very, very fast, and it's growing. Each individual area is growing so much that it's growing into the next area, and it's just creating just a bigger metro area. And I think people will go to both. Especially if you get a good, team going, kind of like that has the same feel of like a 2015 Royals, where it's like something that people really want to rally behind.
Yeah,
that I can see a great NBA franchise growing here, especially if they kind of, when you think of like an OKC, that's kind of what happened. It was homegrown. It was kind of like organic, and it just grew. Now it's one of the most successful fan bases in the league. So
But I'm gonna tell y'all, Kansas is going to have a lot more coming its way over the next few years.
Of course.
I feel that way. I mean, you have the Kansas City Current. They the women's NWSL team. I mean, they're building their new stadium. So I think when you look at WNBA teams, possible with Kansas City as a possibility. Let's see how people show up for the Kansas City Current. I mean, that's a telltale sign.
And I think that's an old way of thinking. To think that a basketball game and a football game both can't do well in Kansas City.
Right.
And I think another point I wanted to make, because I'm just going through the WNBA schedule right now. The Connecticut Sun, the Indiana Fever. I mean, these there's a Seattle team I feel like I just went past.
LA Sparks.
No, and I think I'm more so focused on a Connecticut team that can survive. And you look at an Indiana team. Yes, Indiana has a NBA team, but Indiana definitely. I don't feel like the demographics in Indiana can outweigh Kansas City.
That's a basketball mecca, though, Q.
I mean, that's a big basketball city. That's a big basketball city.
Yeah. That's a bigger basketball mecca than New York. Like I don't know. I don't know.
That's the birthplace of basketball.
I know more about Rucker Park than I know about French Lick, Indiana. So I mean, Larry Bird is probably a great guy, but no, French Lick. No, don't tell me anything about that being any type of basketball mecca. Please stop.
No, that's what they say. That's what the people say. So you never know.
And it depends on who those people are.
And we were talking about Kansas. Some news has come out of Kansas this in the past few days, man. The Kansas governor signed a new law legalizing sports betting. So after years of waiting, people are finally getting across the state line for some sports betting. So Kansas will soon be able to legally wager on sporting events under a new law signed on Thursday by Governor Laura Kelly. So Senate Bill 84 allows the 4 state-owned casinos to use digital or in-person avenues to engage in the business of sports betting, and the casinos established under the control of the Kansas Lottery can create and operate sports books or partner with 3 online sports betting operators, and each to launch mobile platforms. So it's coming, and I think now with Missouri not being able to have sports betting yet, that's going to give Kansas the edge. And I know people have been talking about possible Chiefs moving over to Kansas, being able to get some 500. They're going to want about 600 million to help with their stadium. And if the city of Kansas City doesn't want to do it, then Kansas will definitely be able to
have
do
them. It's still Kansas City, as they say, just Kansas City, Kansas. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think you're right, Steve. I think Kansas has the upper hand when it comes to that, because that's just money generated. Everybody's just going to be flooding over there, pop over there, place your little bet and then pop on back. But I mean, some people, they may not pop back. They may be like, you know what? I like it over here. I think I'm going to stay. And I've been back and forth over the line as far as I've been up here in the Kansas City area. It's not bad over there. I mean, it's not so terrible as they tried to make it seem when I first moved here. They were like, yeah, no, Kansas is awful. You don't ever want to go there.
Kansas is a gym. You got to go. You got to go and visit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's good stuff over there. So that's dope, though. That's dope.
All right, the NBA playoffs have been underway, and what's been the biggest surprise to you guys thus far? I know in the East, Miami has moved on past Philadelphia. Boston's tied up 3-3 on the reigning NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks. And on the West side, Phoenix is tied 3-3 with Dallas, and Golden State moved past the Memphis Grizzlies yesterday. So, what's been the biggest surprise? And who do you guys have going in the Western and Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I wanted the Bucks to come out, but I feel like that's a question I wanted to ask you guys. Are you guys more surprised at the Bucks, or are you more surprised at the Celtics?
I think that series is just what I wanted it to be. Knowing that Chris Middleton was out, I said I wanted 7 games, and that's exactly what we're getting. So, all bets are off on that game 7. But I my pick has always been the Bucks to come out, and so we'll see what happens in that game 7. But as far as the other side of the bracket, I kind of had the Warriors, and they struggled a little bit with the Grizzlies. I mean, it's the playoffs. It's not easy. It's never easy, but they struggled a little bit more than I thought they would. But we'll see what happens as far as their opponent goes. I'm really hoping it's Dallas, but I have a feeling that Phoenix is going to pull it out. They're going to eke it out, and it'll be Phoenix and Golden State, like everybody said it was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Phoenix and Golden State, and I have Phoenix winning it all. So I've said that at the beginning of the NBA season. I really like Phoenix. I'm pulling for my 2 Kansas City natives who are on the Phoenix roster right now. So,
right.
But that being said, I do like Boston. Like I like Jason Tatum a lot. The thing about Golden State right now that I see is Draymond Green. And Kendrick Perkins said it best. He hasn't been aggressive. And I noticed something yesterday, and I've been noticing it, for the past couple of years. But if Draymond Green had a jumper, he'd be deadly. Like just I'm not talking threes. I'm talking just a mid-range, pull up, one dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up, whatever. Get to your mid-range, and if he had a jumper, he'd be deadly. They're leaving Draymond Green wide open. I don't know if y'all saw it yesterday, but they are.
I did.
And doubling whoever else that they can, but they also need an energy guy. And Andrew Wiggins. I feel like he has to do more. He really does. And so, but yeah, I have Phoenix.
I agree with you. I think like I said, I do think it'll be Warriors Phoenix. And I hope that goes 7. Those teams
you want a lot of basketball, man. That's a lot of ball.
Of course.
Yeah, I want it all. I want it all. I want everybody to earn every win. I want, blood, sweat, tears, that old thing.
Yeah.
But I honestly, if I had to pick one, I think just based off how they're looking right now, I would say that Phoenix is going to win that, but I think we all know that at Golden State they kind of have another level, and I'm not sure that Phoenix has that other level that can match Golden State. Like Golden State, like they still have guys on the bench that were contributing that aren't playing particularly well right now. Speaking of Jordan Poole, Kuminga didn't even play last night. Kuminga didn't play. So like, I just think that Golden State, they just need to, settle in and play the way that they're supposed to play, and not because if you watched the game last night, they had a ton of turnovers, just throwing the ball away all over the court, and that's what made it close with the Grizzlies until the very end. So they just got to settle in. Steph Curry and Draymond got to kind of reel those guys in, and they'll get the job done, I think.
And someone else who wants to get the job done is Nike. They're suing the online retailer StockX, saying they're selling fake shoes. This has gotten quite interesting. So Nike has ramped up its battle with the online marketplace StockX, saying that it purchased 4 pairs of counterfeit shoes on the site, despite StockX's guaranteed of authenticity. So the famous footwear manufacturer was already in a lawsuit from February with StockX over what Nike saw as trademark infringement in the non-fungible tokens, i.e. NFTs, StockX was selling. And it has amended the lawsuit to include the latest accusations. So Nike said in a federal court filing with the Southern District of New York on Tuesday that the shoes it had purchased and determined to be fake had affixed to them StockX's verified authentic hashtag or hang tag. And so, and also paper receipt. So Nike is coming at StockX. So StockX has disputed Nike's claims and said it takes customer protection extremely serious. So what are your thoughts on that, Noah? Because I know I got a lot to say.
I mean, I got multi-layered thoughts on this as far as like, okay, so the shoes themselves, I mean, back kind of when I was coming up and I started, you know, my reseller days, shoes, you could tell which ones were fake. Like you could tell like, all right, these are fake. That colorway didn't come out. This material isn't quite right. Like you could tell. Nowadays, it's one of those things they're made in the same places, the fakes and the real ones. They're made in the exact same places.
Yep.
And you really cannot tell the difference. And I think people were skating by on that. They were like, you know what? Like nobody's really, really going to know unless you're really in the know. Like if you're really a person that like is into shoes like that and you study materials and like defects and things like that.
Yeah.
And so I think they flooded the market with the fakes. I think they flooded it, and then they were like, all right, who's going to check us? And I think also that Nike was in on that. I think it was a partnership, and I think maybe something got messed up along the way, you know, lost in translation. And Nike's like, you know what? I don't like the way this is going. We going to come at you. And so I think StockX is like, nah, we've been working together, so I know some things. So I think this is going to be an interesting lawsuit to say.
And you know how I think of it is I think of it as like Costco. So you know how Costco has the Kirkland brand and they have the regular name brand. So exactly. it's not like the regular grocery store where you got Always Save and Best Choice. That ain't the same as if you're going to buy some regular Pop-Tarts and then you get the Best Choice Pop-Tarts. Them don't even taste the same.
They're different. They're different.
They're different. But at Costco, you have the Kirkland brand. Let's say you're going to buy a bottle of Grey Goose. So and then Costco has a bottle of Kirkland vodka, which is made in France. By the same, they use the same water, they use the same everything in that Kirkland brand bottle that they've had that the Grey Goose used. Now, of course, Grey Goose has denied it, but it's been said that it's Grey Goose.
It's the same thing. Yeah, I'm saying.
So my point is that those fakes and all that stuff, they're getting made, like you said, in the same factories and in the same place, and Nike knows it. They do, but they want their cake and eat it too right now.
Exactly.
There's so much going on with Nike and the people who are upset that they're not able to get sneakers, and it's been like that for ages. Like nothing's changed. It's just moved to online now, and it's more highlighted because of social media. And so I think Nike they're bored. To be honest,
I'm bored.
They're bored. They really are. I mean, if you're gonna stoop that low to have your attorneys buy some shoes, and now they're saying I haven't even read the lawsuit, but I want to know like what process did Nike take to find out that these were fake shoes? Like they didn't show their process. So y'all just saying that they're fake, or do you guys actually know? So
and I think a lot of this lawsuit is really just to deflect the blame. I think it's really trying to take the blame over the things that they've been caught over, and and really trying to say, hey, what's that over there? Like, look, real quick, like, it's not working for them. And just seeing what StockX said in return the same day, it makes sense. Like StockX just makes sense, and they're cheating the system just as Nike has over the years, and now Nike's mad.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll get to the bottom of it. I'm sure with as always,
We
what's
won't.
in the dark is gonna light.
We
will.
won't.
It will.
Hey, listen, guys. I'm headed up there today, so I'm gonna go figure it out. I'm gonna go get to the bottom of it.
You going to Nike headquarters today?
Yeah, I'm going to the employee store. I'm going to the campus. I'm gonna go see what's going on in there. I'm gonna ask some questions.
So I want to go on record by saying and asking No, if you find something that's some sneakers that a deal, let me know, please.
Please
let me know. Yeah,
I got you. I'll let you. I'll hit you up when I'm in the store, man. I got you.
All right. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss Washington Commanders rookie QB Sam Howell will only eat chicken and has never had a burger or steak. I call cap. We'll be back. This is a W.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show using hashtag #TalkAboutIt. Message us, and we would talk about whatever topic you want. We have a hashtag #TalkAboutIt that we're going to get to later on in today's show. But back in on the headlines, man, the Washington Commanders rookie QB Sam Howell will only eat chicken and has never had burger or steak. So after a recent Washington Commanders practice at the team's headquarters in Ashburn, cameras captured Washington rookies heading back inside the building, and they asked each rookie to name a fun fact about themselves. Let's hear what they all had to say.
Fun fact about me. I'm the best bowler on the team. I'm the best dancer on the team. I'm Nigerian. Culture.
I've never had a steak. I'm a really good chess player.
Ambidextrous.
I'm the best video gamer on the Northeast.
Fun fact about me, I was a band keeper. I had a band scholarship before I got a football scholarship. That's a fun fact about Coach Harris.
Yeah, he said he's never had a burger or steak. Can y'all believe that?
Or seafood. He says he only eats chicken exclusively.
I cannot. Like, your mom never took you to McDonald's, really?
I think it's cap. I'm calling cap.
Yeah,
I'm calling cap.
It's bad
because kids they might be picky eaters, but you don't eat the same thing all the time. Even if you are picky
saying that you never had it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like you never tried it. Like
never
you've tried a burger before. You have. Yeah, everybody's tried a burger.
That's what I'm saying. There's no. I'm calling cap. So it's all good.
Some people. Yeah, I'll say some people are picky eaters and they don't do beef, especially after they see it raw. Like,
but as a kid though, he said I've never had it.
You never know.
Yeah,
I
know stranger things. I know people that have never had seafood. So,
I mean, I know a lot of people that don't eat seafood. So, they're just missing out. So,
exactly,
that's more seafood for me. That's the way I look at it. So.
All right, so sheriff falsely claims deputies didn't search luggage during an HBCU lacrosse bus stop in Georgia. So the Liberty County, Georgia sheriff defended that deputies that stops the Delaware State University's women's lacrosse team bus last month. He said that they didn't search their bags, they didn't search their belongings. But body camera footage released from that stop completely contradicts the claims that Sheriff William Bowman made. Now, Bowman later said that he misspoke and meant to say none of the passengers on the bus were searched. He has defended the stop and said it's been legally justified.
Right. Cops lying again. Something that's never happened before.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked. This is my shocked face. I'm so shocked.
He even went on to say that it was the dogs that searched the belongings and not the police. I mean, they're come on.
It's been about pups. It's been about 5 minutes since a cop lied. Let's prepare for the onslaught.
I just don't get it though. Like what? Like that's what doesn't make sense to me is how can you lie that badly and you know that you have body cam like footage? Like, are you not aware? Like, how does
I said, it's done in the dark. We'll come to the light, fellas.
Yeah, no, and I mean, usually you could just delete the footage.
That's what I'm saying.
Usually, if you're a cop, you can tamper with evidence, you can lie, you can fabricate anything you want to without any type of repercussion. So yeah, that's how you lie so badly. You've never had to be good at lying. It's like, no, I was about to take a shot at Eli Manning. Never mind.
All right. So tennis star Naomi Osaka is launching her own sports agency. So the 24-year-old tennis star Naomi Osaka is starting her own sports agency after 6 years with IMG, according to Sportico. So Osaka is partnering with her agent, Stuart DeGuide, and in the venture, and it's going to be named Evolve. So each will hold equity stakes in the company, said Sportico, which has first been reported news on Wednesday. She said she spent her whole career doing things her way, even when people told her that it wasn't expected or traditional. So Evolve is a natural next step in my journey as both an athlete and as a businesswoman. Kudos to her.
I love it.
Kudos to smart people are doing. All the smart people like get away from those agencies, man. Create your own thing, create your own narrative. And I think that's just what these athletes are doing these days, and it's working wonders. Like, who wouldn't want to work with a Naomi Osaka? Like, who wouldn't want to work with a LeBron James? Who wouldn't want to work with a Kevin Durant? Like these people. What was that?
NFL owners wouldn't.
I mean, they're gonna have to get used to it if they want to make money. Because Clutch has clients in the NFL. Like they got clients in different areas of sports, so they better get used to it.
They do. And another woman that's making headlines and a push to greatness is Maria Taylor. She usually plays for Mike Tirico as host of NBC's Football Night in America. So NBC announced on Thursday that they have tapped Maria Taylor to replace Mike Tirico as a host of Football Night in America, the pre-show that airs before Sunday Night Football. I'm excited about that.
I am. That's what we want to hear.
That's what I'm talking about. Put a black woman in place of an Italian man.
All right, so coming up, we're going to take a quick break, but coming up, we'll have our Hater to Love It segment and kick it off with our sneakers of the week. This is the W Show. We will be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it, message us, and we will talk about whatever topic you want.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right, let's get to our sneakers of the week. This week's kind of fire, to be honest. These Dunk Low, the Next Nature, the red ones, man, these are fire.
No, they are definitely. I was
instant
I
cop.
looked in. Oh yeah,
and then the Nike Dunk Low Toasty,
nice as well.
Which is better of the two? Which has the leg up? Quickly.
Ooh, the red ones, because you can't really see it, but the print on the red, it's like a gator skin print on the leather. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the red too.
All right, and then bottom left, Air Jordan 11 Low, 72 and 10s.
Nice,
classics.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, nice.
I'd like to turn these into some golf kicks.
I know you do.
Air Jordan 6 Midnight Navies, these are fire too.
No, these are the ones for me too. It's just I'm so sad that they decided to replace the Nike on the back of it with the Jordan sign. But other than that, they're still fire, still classics too.
All right, and so let's get to some more Hater to Love It. So one of our friends of the show, Darius, he sent us the hashtag talk about it. So one of Michael Jordan's NASCAR drivers to race with paint scheme inspired by Air Jordan's the threes. Yep. So former champion Kurt Busch, he's one of Jordan's drivers, and he'll debut the new paint scheme for this weekend's race at Kansas Speedway, which is the Air Jordan 3, the elephant print scheme, black cement. What y'all
Keep
think
getting
about
rich,
that?
Mike. Keep getting rich, Mike. Because you outdone yourself. Like, this is really dope. I'm not gonna lie. This is super dope. Like, Black Cement 3s, that's definitely in my top 5 Jordan shoes of all time.
But will it make you start watching NASCAR?
Yes. But to be honest, slight flex. But tomorrow when we're out there, I'm going to wear my Jordan 3s and get a picture next to the car, just so y'all know.
Gotta do it. You have to.
Gotta do it. Do it. All right. So sources say Nike unlikely to extend signature shoe deal with Kyrie Irving past 2022-23 season. Hate it or love it.
I mean, if he's not on the court, nobody's buying the shoes.
Yep.
That's kind of how it goes, even though he probably had the best shoe out of Nike's lineup to me. That you got to be on the court, man. I mean, that's all we can say. We hate to see, this man losing his deal, but he'll bounce back, but he's got to be on the court.
All right, so some news that Nola love. Dallas Mayer wants an expansion NFL team to join the Cowboys in his city. Hate it or love it.
Hate it. I'm good. I'm good. Don't need it. I already went through it with the Houston Texans. I was disgusted. I hate it. I don't want to know, like, even though the city is growing tremendously, I don't know about a second team. I don't know about that one.
All right, so a throw from Tua to Tyreek Hill has gone viral. Hate it or love it.
Oh Lord, it's May. It's May.
Man, that was a punt.
It's May. It's May.
That was a punt.
Slow down.
It's May.
Let's take a look at that throw. Had to stop and come back. So the team tweeted out a video of Tua Tagovailoa throwing a deep ball to Tyreek Hill during practice earlier this week, except the ball didn't really seem to go that deep. It was wobbly in the air, and it seemed to be on the throw and on the pass. He had to turn around and get it real quick. But Tyreek took to Twitter and said, man, come on. It's only May, like you said.
I mean, why would they post that, though? Why would they post that? Everybody knows football, knows that was a terrible throw.
No. Do you see what I mean when Chiefs fans are insufferable?
They are. That was bad.
Like, this really became a topic on the show today. This is because we could. I hope that Odell Beckham's dad finds a video of Patrick Mahomes underthrowing Tyreek Hill.
Not gonna happen.
It's a compilation video because it's happened more than once. Like Tyreek always has to adjust.
Monster 10-year, $375 million deal from Fox Sports. Hate it or love it.
Can't do nothing but respect it.
Yeah.
Did we expect MAGA time to go anywhere but Fox?
I mean, they had it lined up years ago. He just wouldn't retire.
375 M's? Sheesh. All right, Richard Sherman agrees to Amazon. Hate it or love it.
Mm-hmm. So he's going to work for Amazon? Yeah.
Yeah, so according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, Sherman, who was a cornerback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2021, is in deep talks with Amazon to join their broadcast team for the 2022 season. So sources say that all-pro cornerback Richard Sherman is in deep talks with Amazon for a key role in their programming this coming season.
Yeah,
good. He's very intuitive.
Yeah, it's been time for the Joe Bucks and the Mike Tiricos to get out of here.
Another Mike Tirico shot.
Shots fired. All right, so NBA tweaks design of trophies and adds conference finals MVPs. So the Eastern Conference Championship trophy has been renamed for Bob Cousy, the Western Conference Championship trophy for Oscar Robinson, and for the first time there will be MVPs for the conference finals. So the East Finals MVP will receive the Larry Bird Trophy, and the West Finals MVP will receive the Magic Johnson Trophy. Hate it or love it.
Shout out to these guys for actually, putting some history back into the game. I think it's really dope that they decided to, put the names on these trophies just to remind people of where the game has come from. So shout out to them.
Yeah, I really do. I mean, especially the finals. The finals MVP. So that'll be pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Decent.
Yeah. All right, what you guys have going on for the rest of the day?
We got a wedding today.
Wedding vibes. No, we know you going to the Nike store. So if you guys need some Nikes, hit up No.
Nah,
Pull up his inbox.
Don't hit me up unless it's a Cash App included with that.
Well, as always, we appreciate everyone for tuning in. Another great show today, guys. Remember, you can catch a rewind of the show on Mondays, 100.1 FM. Until next week, we are out of here.
The views and opinions expressed in the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.